Hello everyone, welcome back to Deeksha Karnataka YouTube channel, and in the live session today I am going to discuss 30 very important questions which you might face in case of upcoming KCET 2025 exam. Now obviously exact same questions will not come. Now I can see a lot of students are saying hi, hello, good evening. So yes, Vivek, yes, Guru, Abhi, Rachel, Essay, Sarsu, yes, everyone, hello. So I am going to discuss about very important 30 questions today. Spurti, hi Priyanka, hi Yash, hi Essay is saying my name is Avni, Laya, Harshini, Priyanka. So let's start with today's session. I am going to discuss very important 30 questions based on all entire second PU syllabus. We are going to discuss in the live session, mainly we are going to discuss second PU syllabus except the last one. Whenever the last class, I will inform you whenever you are getting the information that this is the last class. There we will be discussing a few very specific first PU questions as well. Okay, so first let us see the first question. Two equal and opposite charges of masses m1 and m2 are accelerated in an uniform electric field through the same distance. What is the ratio of their acceleration if their mass ratio is m1 by m2 equals to 0.5? Very interesting question. So what is the meaning of that? We have two charges. Just let me fix the color. We have two charges, Q1, say mass M1, and we have another charge, Q2, mass M2. Both are getting accelerated in the same uniform electric field, say equals to E. So now what is the force acting on this charge Q1? Force acting on this charge Q1, say F1, equals to Q into E. Right, in this case Q1 into E. And what is the force on M2? It will be F2 equals to Q2 into E. Right, so this is the force acting on these two charges. Right, now from the Newton's second law of motion, we know that force equals to ma, so it will be M1 into A1 and it will be M2 into A2. Okay, so just what we have to find is basically charges are equal means Q1 is basically equals to Q2. So from there we can say that Q into E equals to M1 A1 equals to M2 A2. Because both of them has same charges but different mass, charges are same, that means the force acting on them will be same. So from there we can say that M1 A1 equals to M2 A2. So A1 by A2 will be equals to M2 by M1. Okay, now M1 by M2 is 0.5, so M2 by M1 will be equals to 2. Right, 0.5, inverse of 0.5 is 2, so A1 by A2 should be equals to 2. So correct answer is option A in this case. How many of you have answered? Yes, A. Chinnama Lofi Music, and sir, can you name easy and scoring chapters from 11th which can do quickly? Aspio, I have already made one video. There I have said at least 4 to 5 chapters you can complete easily. Newton's laws of motion, okay, motion in a straight line, motion in a plane, okay, and work energy power along with gravitation. These 5 chapters are very basic chapters because some concepts from those chapters are also coming over here. So as you can see that force equals to ma is basically a Newton's law concept from Newton's law, right? Even though it is very easy, but still, so there are some chances that some concept will come from these 5 chapters and they will be mixed along with the concept of your second PU concept. So that's why these 5 chapters I recommend. Along with that, if you get some time, you can check the thermal physics chapter, which is independent. There will be no connection between first PU and second PU, okay, but these 5 chapters are my recommended chapters. These 5 chapters you have to complete, at least check the formulas, check the concept briefly, okay, so in case some questions coming you can revise them. Okay, other than that, any other chapter if you have studied in your first PU, okay, for example sounds and waves, many students study those chapters because those are easy chapters and scoring chapters. So if you have studied those chapters, you can answer from there as well, right? Varun Patel, yes, questions will be similar, dear. Similar type of questions will come. Electric force equals to Q into E. Based on this, a lot of questions has come in the previous KCET year paper. So this is a very, very important concept. Okay, so similar concept questions will be coming. Obviously, the application part will be different based on different questions. Now let's see one more question. This is also very common type of question. Exactly the same question will not come, but similar questions might come in your exam as well. Okay. If a charge on the body is 1 nanocoulomb, then how many electrons are present in the body? Now it can be 1 nanocoulomb, it can be 10 nanocoulomb, it can be 1 coulomb as well. 1 coulomb value is easy, we almost remember that value. Anyway, other than that, these type of there will be different values of the charges. Based on that, you have to find the exact number of charges on the body, exact number of electrons on the body. So what is the formula? Q equals to N into E, right? Now Q is given 1 nanocoulomb. Nanocoulomb means 10 to the power of minus 9. Okay, and we are trying to find how many number of electrons, that is N, is present in the object, and E is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19, obviously, right? So what is N? N equals to 1 by 1.6 into 10 to the power of 10. Okay, now 1 by 1.6 means 0.625. This conversion, if you remember, your life will be easier. If you don't remember, you have to take 110, divide it, and then you have to find it out. Okay, anyway, it will be 6.25 into 10 to the power of 9. Okay, 6.25 into 10 to the power of 9. So option D is correct in this case. Similar question, this kind of question also have come in the past in the KCET exam, right? Let's move on to the question number 3. Two spheres carrying charges plus 6 microcoulomb and plus 9 microcoulomb separated by a distance d experiences a force of repulsion F. The value of F is not given. When a charge of minus 3 microcoulomb is given to both the spheres and kept at the same distance as before, the new force of repulsion is. Okay, so basically why they have given the question like this? Because they don't want to trouble you too much about the calculation. KCET, there will be some question based on calculations, but there will be at least 70 to 80% questions where you can solve it without doing a very deep kind of calculations. Okay, so you have to remember that there will be calculations. Obviously this also has some calculations, but the calculations should be such that the values cancel out from both sides. That is the main thing. So first, what is the formula? Coulomb's law. We are going to use Coulomb's law. K Q1 Q2 by distance d square. Okay, this is the first force. F is given. Charges were 9 plus 9 coulomb and plus 6 microcoulomb. Okay, and because everything is in microcoulomb, we don't even need to use the conversion factor in this case. Okay, conversion factor is not required. Plus 6 and plus 9. So 6 into 9 divided by d square. This is the first case. The force is given by this value. In the second case, the force, say F1. Okay, this F1 is when you have added minus 3 coulomb charge to both of them. So if you add minus 3 coulomb charge to 6 microcoulomb, it will become only 3. Okay, 6 plus minus 3 is only 3, and 9 will become 6. 9 minus 3 is 6 divided by d square. Distances remain same, right? Now what you have to find? You have to find the value of F1 in terms of F. So what we will be doing? We will be doing F1 divided by F. Okay, so you will get F1 is 3 into 6 divided by F is 6 into 9. Everything else will be cancelled. K will be cancelled, d square will be cancelled, they are common. So you get 1, 3, so it will be 1/3. So F1 will be 1/3 F, that is F by 3. So correct answer again option D in this case, right? Sir, can you see this kind of questions? Yes, Shivamalu, I already told you. Yes, I will do it faster because I am waiting for a little bit more of number of students. Yes. Now, if you are also want to practice more such questions in a given time interval, definitely Abhyas KCET test series is very, very important for you. And those who are wondering what if I fail in KCET, if I don't get good marks in board exam, then KCET is there for you. KCET is an all India level exam, similar to JEE, but obviously a lot easier than JEE. And we have launched a crash course for KCET, which is currently priced at 1,999, whereas Abhyas KCET test series, it is particularly based on students who are appearing for KCET 2025 exam. Price is 1498. Right? You can check that out. The link is given in the description. At the end of the lecture, you can go and check the link. Now, let's see question number 4. Pick out the statement which is incorrect. This kind of questions I feel is very, very tricky to answer. Okay, there will be 3 correct statements, one of them will be incorrect. So let's see one by one. The electric field lines form closed loop. Now unfortunately this is the first statement itself is wrong, so this is the correct answer for this question. Let's see the other options as well. Field lines never intersect, yes, correct statement. The tangent drawn to a line of force represents the direction of electric field, also correct. A negative test charge experiences a force opposite to the direction of the field, this is also a correct statement. Now next question. The angle between the dipole moment and electric field at any point on the equatorial plane is. So angle equatorial plane. So this is a dipole, say plus Q, minus Q, equatorial plane. The electric, what is the direction of dipole moment? Dipole moment always negative to positive. So this is the dipole moment, and electric field on the equatorial plane is from positive to negative. So this is the direction of electric field. So they are basically at an angle. This is electric field, this is dipole moment. So angle will be 180 degrees. Angle will be 180 degrees, not 90 degrees. Don't get confused. Angle will be 180 degrees. Now, a spherical conductor of radius 2 cm is uniformly charged with 3 nanocoulomb. What is the electric field at a distance 3 cm from the center of the sphere? Similar question came in your PU board exam this year as well. Only thing was there was some surface charge density was given, which was value was wrong, so many students cried. So the radius is 2 cm. Charge given is 3 nanocoulomb. You are trying to find electric field at a distance 3 centimeters. So basically the distance is more than that of the radius. So what will be the electric field? The value is easy. Electric field is KQ by R square. Direct the formula we will apply. K is 9 into 10 to the power of 9. Q is 3 nanocoulomb. Okay, and R square is 3 centimeter. 3 centimeter means 3 into 10 to the power of minus 2 whole square. Okay, so it will be obviously 10 to the power of 9, 10 to the power of minus 9 cancels. We get a 9 into 3 divided by 9 into 10 to the power of minus 4. 9 cancels, so you get 3 into 10 to the power of 4 Newton per Coulomb or volt per meter. Okay. This is volt per meter. Okay, 3 into 10 to the power of minus 4, no, plus 4. So correct answer option A. Okay, not option C. Okay, next question. What is the nature of Gaussian surface involved in Gauss's law? In electrostatic, it is magnetic, it is scalar, it is vector, it is electrical. So Gaussian law, Gaussian surface involved in Gauss's law of electrostatics is basically it's a vector. Okay, Gaussian surface is a vector. You can it is not about electrical or scalar, it is about a vector. Okay, not electrical or magnetic, it is a vector quantity. Surface always is a vector quantity, so Gaussian surface is also a vector quantity, not electrical. Very careful. Now next question. Two two metal spheres of radii 1 meter, 0.1 meter and 0.02 meter are given a charge of 15 microcoulomb and 45 microcoulomb respectively. They are then connected by a wire. The final charge on the first sphere is. So very interesting question. It is not about equal distribution of charges. First of all, the spheres are not identical. If they were identical, you should have just added the charges and divide them by 2. You would have got 30 millicoulomb, which will be the correct answer, but not in this case. Why? Because the radii of both spheres are different. So first of all, you have to calculate what is the potential of the sphere 1. So potential of the sphere 1, say V1. How to calculate it? Formula for potential is similar to electric field. Only thing is that you have to use only R over here. And because we are calculating the potential on the surface of the sphere, so you will use capital R and capital R1. That is the radius of the sphere 1. So 9 into 10 to the power of 9. Okay. Q is wait for a second. What I will do, I will just do one thing. So there was one sphere, there was one bigger sphere. Okay, this is 0.1, this is 0.02, this is 0.1. Okay, one of them was given 15 and this one was given 45. Okay, so we will do it in a shortcut way. What is the shortcut way? After you connect both the spheres, both the spheres should have equal potential. Okay, so after you connected them, both of them should have equal potential, that is equals to V. Suppose the charge on the first sphere, is Q1 because this is first obviously, and the charge on the second sphere is Q2. Right, so once the charges are distributed, both the spheres have equal potential. Now also you have to remember that from the conservation of charges, Q1 plus Q2 cannot be more or less than this value, right? So Q1 plus Q2 is always 60. Q1 plus Q2 is always equals to 60, but it is not 30 plus 30. You have to understand that. Now what is the potential once everything is touched? So that is our point. So K Q1 by R1, that should be also equals to K Q2 by R2. Now K cancels, we get Q1 by 0.1 equals to Q2 by 0.02. So this is how we can solve this question quickly. So obviously you can write this as Q1 by 10 equals to Q2 by 2. So we have multiplied 1 by 100 on the both side and we get this relation, right? So Q1 equals to 5, Q2. Now we are trying to find Q1. So what we will do, you will find Q2 is equal to Q1 by 5. Now this relation we are going to use over here. So Q1 plus Q1 by 5 equals to 60, or 6Q1 by 5 equals to 60, or 6 cancels 10. So Q1 is basically 50 millicoulomb. Okay, so answer will be 50 millicoulomb. Okay, this is the easiest way to solve it. Do not waste your time to calculate V1 and V2 at the beginning. Okay, you just know that after they are touched, they are connected, the final potential should be equal at the end. Right? Jayashree, not option D. Jayashree, you are wrong. Pavani, no, though not all of them are PYQs. Some of them are taken from our own suggested questions. Okay, these are not, all of them are not PYQs. Some of them are PYQs. Obviously, we are going to solve entire syllabus, right? So, some of them are PYQs, but not all of them are PYQs. Now, question number 9. A charge of 6.75 microcoulomb in an electric field is acted upon by a force of 2.5 Newton. Now, last problem of today's series, question number 30 is from PYQ, and it is one of the most difficult question in KCET exam. In fact, that question, if it comes in JEE mains exam also, I know 90% of the student would not be able to answer it if it is asked in the same manner that was asked in KCET. Now that is a known question now. Anyway, if the same question was asked in the before it was asked in the JEE mains, most students would have not be able to answer that. Okay, a charge of 6.75 microcoulomb in an electric field is acted upon by a force of 2.5 Newton. The potential gradient at this point is, what is the meaning of potential gradient? Potential gradient is nothing but electric field. Okay, so potential gradient means dV by dx, which is nothing but electric field. So you are going to find electric field, so they just change the name to potential gradient, and now you are thinking what is potential gradient, how to calculate it. So charge is given, force is given, okay, and we know that F equals to Q into E. So we just need to find E. E itself is the potential gradient. Okay, there is generally a negative sign, but negative sign we will not consider. We will only calculate the magnitude. Okay, force is 2.5 and the charge is 6.75 micro. Right, micro means what? 10 to the power of minus 6. Right, so E is basically equals to 2.5 divided by 6.75 into 10 to the power of plus 6. This will come cross, so it will be changed. Now I think it will be 5, a decimal will be removed. 25 into 25 is 625, but it is not 25. It will be 25 into 26 is 650, 25 into 27. So it will be 1 by 27, right? 2.7. 1 by 2.7, which is equals to 10 divided by 2.7 into 10 to the power 6. Sorry. Ten by 27, one more 0 into 10 to the power of 5. So now 100 divided by 27, you can check that out. It will come out to be 3.71. Okay, definitely it will come out to be 3.71, no doubt about it, because all the options have 3.71. So what I have done, I have removed the decimal from the below, and also I have added one extra 0. I have taken that, borrowed that from 10 to the power of 6. So answer will be 3.71 into 10 to the power of 5. The question is only about what is the correct 10 to the power. So obviously correct 10 to the power is 3 to the 10 to the power of 5. Now also the fact is that all other 10 to the powers are very, very far apart. Even if you solve for the 10 to the power value, after reaching at this point, you will see that the closest option is 10 to the power of 5. So definitely you will be sure that this will be the correct answer. Even if you don't solve the entire problem, as long as you reach the 10 to the power value, it will be very, very easy for you to find the correct answer. Now next question. Two free protons are separated by a distance of 2 angstrom. If one proton is kept stationary and other proton is released, the kinetic energy of the second proton when it is at infinite distance of separation. Now how to calculate infinite distance separation potential? So basically one proton was here, okay, another proton was at a distance of 2 angstrom. What is 2 angstrom? 2 angstrom means 2 into 10 to the power of minus 10, obviously, right, meters. So what is the initial potential energy of the system? If initial potential energy we can find, final potential energy is 0. So that is basically the work done. So that is basically you have to calculate, right? Kinetic energy, work done is equals to kinetic energy. So basically initial potential energy is K Q1 Q2 by R. Remember, there are two charges, so this is the formula for potential energy. Potential is for single charges, potential energy when two charges are involved, right? Any doubt here? Shivamalu, these are easy questions. If you are think these are easy questions, then you should tell me the answer quickly. Shivamalu. Yes, in this session questions will be mixed. Let's wait. We are going to solve 30 questions. Not everything will be easy. So 9 into 10 to the power of 9. Q1 and KCET is not difficult, not super difficult, at least physics. We will solve difficult question, don't worry. Okay, and we are going to also solve the most difficult question of KCET today. So Q1 is, if you can solve these questions, very good. You are at a good track. 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 into 1.6, and also if you are solving them using a calculator, then you might say these are easy questions. If you are solving them without using calculator and still if you are you think that these are easy questions, then very good. If you are using any calculators, then these are not easy questions for you. These questions are not for you. Now, how to calculate this question, this answer? Let's see. 9 into 1.6 into 1.6 divided by 2 into 10 to the power of plus 19 minus 19 minus 19. So it will be minus 19. So minus, now in this question obviously 10 to the power of minus 19 are not same. So what we can do, we have to calculate the values here. Okay, so it will be 0.8 into 9, 7.2 into 1.6. 1.6 is basically, you can consider it this to be 1.5, so it will be 1.5 means 10.8, about 11 into 10 to the power of minus 19. Okay, so 11, if you see, the correct answer is 11.5. Right? So 11.5 is the correct answer. Now let's move on to the next question. Work done in carrying an electron from point A to point B in an electric field is 3.2 into 10 to the power of minus 18 joules. The potential difference VA minus VB. Now tell me how to find this answer. So work done to move an electron from point A to point B is basically given. Now what is the work done? So work done is basically equals to Q into potential difference. Okay, so that is VA minus VB. Okay, so work done is given 3.2. Now for some of you might be these questions are very easy. For some of you these questions itself are very difficult. So it is a relative thing. Some of you might think that sir is solving easy questions, but most of remember that 45 of the 60 questions will be easy. Okay, so don't waste too much time on solving super difficult questions. Okay, the difficult questions anyway will be difficult, and that will be tough for you to answer anyway. So it will be 20 volt. So 20 volt is the correct answer. The thing is how fast you can answer. That is the major thing. How quickly you can answer is important. A molecule with a dipole moment P is placed in an electric field of strength E. Initially the dipole is aligned parallel to the field. If the dipole is to be anti-parallel to the field, the work required to be done by the external agency is. Now this is very easy question, but if you don't know the principle, if you don't know how to solve it, you will not be able to answer. You will answer because there are lot of traps are there. If you make small mistake, you answer it wrong, you will get 0 marks. So initially what is the so dipole was aligned parallel to the electric field. So electric field in this direction and dipole is also in this direction. If you anti-parallel it, what is the initial potential energy? So initial potential energy is minus P dot E. Remember, in potential energy there is a negative sign, so it will be P into E. Okay, final, this is initial potential energy. Final potential energy is minus PE cos 180 degree. because initially parallel means 0 degree angle, anti-parallel means 180 degree angle, so it will be P into E. So what is the potential energy difference? Potential energy difference delta U is equal to always final minus initial. So it will be PE minus PE, so it will be 2PE. Okay, so work done is 2PE, not minus 2PE if you are thinking. Right, Jayashree is answered correctly. Now let's see. Sir, how many chapters are you going to cover in this session? I think I have a lot of mixed questions. You will see very soon. I think 5 or 6 chapters is covered in this session. I have picked them randomly. Initially, I was thinking I will only consider electric charges and fields and capacitance, but later on I decided it will be very boring. So I have picked up random questions from now on. Current electricity also has some 10 questions, I guess. So mostly electric charges and fields, electric potential and capacitance. Capacitance is not included, electric potential only. Capacitance I will solve more questions in the next session. And also we have so first book only, EMI. As you can see, this is an EMI question. We have some AC questions, we have some current questions as well. Okay, an aeroplane is flying horizontally with the velocity of 360 km/h. The distance between the tips of the wings and the aeroplane is 25 meters. The vertical component of Earth's magnetic field is 4 into 10 to the power of -4 Weber per meter. The induced EMF is BIL sin theta. Theta is obviously 90 degrees, so it will be 1. Right, so this is the plane, right? Plane is flying like this, horizontal magnetic field is like this, so plane is flying in this direction. So we have to use this formula. Okay, sorry, not BIL, BVL. Now here the velocity is given in km/h. So those who don't know, you can directly convert km/h to meter per second by multiplying 5 by 18. So it will be 20, it will be 100 meter per second. Okay, so B is given 4 into 10 to the power of -4, V is given 100, and L is given 25 meter. Okay, so it will be 4 into 25 is 100, 100 into 100 is 10 to the power of 4, 10 to the power of 4, 10 to the power of -4, it is 1 volt. So answer is 1 volt. Okay, option A. Yes, BVL, yes, Sivomalu. Now next question, answer this question. Conducting circular loop is placed in uniform magnetic field of induction B Tesla with its plane normal to the field. Now the radius of the loop starts shrinking at the rate of dr by dt. Then the induced EMF in the instant when the radius small r is. Now answer this question. We have a circular loop, okay, plane normal to the field. Suppose the field is like this. Okay, now the question is the radius is changing. Okay, the radius is changing means the area is changing. Now the rate of change is dr by dt. Now when the radius is r, what is the induced EMF? Okay, induced EMF is d phi by dt. What is phi? Phi is magnetic field into area. Now for a circle, area is given by, if this is radius, area is given by b into pi r square. Now we just need to differentiate this. So differentiate this means you will get d dt of b pi r square, or it will be b pi 2r into dr by dt. Okay, so this is the formula. So it will be 2 pi r into b dr by dt. Okay, so 2 pi r b dr by dt, option B is correct. Yes, B. No, Paul, not A. It is B. Okay, 2 pi RB. So remember that there is a differentiation, means you will get, when you differentiate R square, you will get 2R, right? Now, next question. A copper rod of length L. This is very, very interesting question. Now, if you want the complete answer, it involves some level of integration. I will tell you a easier solution to this. This question can come in KCET. I have also seen this question generally comes as a cycle, spoke of a cycle problem. Okay, a spoke of a cycle has n different spokes. So, what is the induced EMF? Now, this problem and this problem are same. Okay, remember this. A copper rod of length L is rotated about one end of the perpendicular uniform magnetic field B with constant angular velocity omega. So this is basically rotating. Okay, there are some magnetic field acting on it, and the angular speed is omega. Okay, the induced EMF between the two ends. So what is the induced EMF between this point and this point? Now this is the same point, same problem as the circular spoke. Now circular spoke problem, what is the difference between this problem and this problem? Here we have only one rod, so no confusion. But if the question, same question is asked about circular spoke, you have to remember that all the spokes are connected in parallel. So whatever is the EMF between these 2 points, the same EMF will be induced here, here and here as well. So there will be the induced EMF will be the same value. So number of spokes does not matter. Only one rod is sufficient for me to answer the same question. The similar question is asked here as well. Now this is not about circular spoke, so I am erasing it, but in case of circular spoke you have to remember number of spoke does not matter. Only thing that matters is the angular speed with which it is rotating, the length of the rod, and obviously the magnetic field which is acting. Okay, now why this is a difficult problem? The problem is difficult because it is said that angular speed is generally at the edge, right, at the end of the rod. This point along with which it is rotating, okay, this is rotating like this. Now this point is static, so omega is 0 here, and omega is equals to omega at the edge. Okay, formula is same, BVL. Okay, but BVL, we know that V is equal to omega L. So if you just put V is equal to omega L, you will get B omega L square, but that will be incorrect. Why that will be incorrect? Because omega is not constant across the length of the rod. So how to do it? Easiest way is that find the average speed. Find the average speed. Initially at the end, this end it is 0, at this end it is omega, because it is uniformly changing. The average omega you can calculate is basically omega plus 0 by 2, which is equals to omega by 2. So now we will use this formula. Induced EMF is BVL or B into omega. Instead of using omega, we will write this omega by 2 L into L. So it will be half B omega L square. Now if you remember this as a formula, very good. Okay, because in KCET a lot of times spoke problem or this kind of problem has come. Okay, so you have to remember this is half. There is a half factor. It is not simple B omega L square. Okay, yes, C. Next question. The peak value of an alternating EMF E is equal to E naught sine omega t is 10 volt and its frequency is 50 Hz. At time t equals to 1 by 60,000 second, the instantaneous value of the EMF is. Okay, so you have to find what is the instantaneous value of the EMF if peak value is 10 volt. Peak value 10 volt means E naught is 10 volt. So E equals to 10 sine omega t. Okay, and frequency is given 50 Hz. So what is the relationship between frequency and omega? So omega is equals to 2 pi f. So that is equals to 100 pi. Okay, so omega value is calculated. So 10 sine omega is 100 pi and time is given 1 by 6000. Okay, so it will be cancelled. I think it will be not 6000, it will be 600. Sorry. Otherwise it will be not possible to calculate. Okay. 600, let's solve it using 600 and we will see. Okay. So it will be pi by 6. So 10 sine pi by 6. Pi by 6 means obviously it is sine 30. Sine 30 is basically half. So it will be 5 volt. Okay. So 5 volt is answer for this given question. Now this kind of question is also very, very common. Sometimes they will give you after how much time the RMS the value will be 5 volt. Okay. So and in some cases they will ask you instead of instantaneous EMF they will ask you RMS value also. So that might also be given. So based on that problems will be changing, but the principle will remain the same. The RMS value of an AC of 50 Hz is 10 ampere. So RMS current is given 10 ampere. The time taken by the alternating current in reaching from 0 to maximum value and the peak value of the current will be. Okay. So 0 to maximum value and the peak value. So first of all you have to calculate the peak value of the current. Peak value of the current is what? So IRMS is basically I by peak value, whatever peak value, divided by root 2. So peak value is basically root 2 into IRMS. That is 1.41 into 10. That is 14.1 ampere. So either this or this are correct. These two are incorrect. Okay, these two are incorrect. Right, now let's see what is the now you can guess the answer as well. If you are using logical reasoning, you can guess the answer as well. Let's check that out. So this is the AC. Okay, what is the meaning of 50 Hz? 50 Hz means it is oscillating 50 times in 1 second. So time period will be 1 by frequency, right? This is the relationship between frequency and time period. So time period will be 1 by 50. Okay, time period will be 1 by 50 seconds. Now how much time it will take to reach from 0 to maximum? From 0 to maximum it takes only T by 4. Right, T by 4 here, T by 4 here, T by 4 here, another T by 4 here. So total time taken from 0 to maximum is T by 4. So you can find the time taken here is T by 4 is basically 1 by 50 into 4, that is 1 by 200, that is 5 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Now I told you can even guess the answer after this. How can you guess the answer? You have rejected this value, right? So only this one is correct. Now if you see, two options are given with the same answer. So generally two options given in the same answer means one of them obviously is correct, right? So obviously we have rejected this answer, so definitely this should have been our correct answer. So only after solving 50% of the problem you can even still guess the rest of the problem if the question is asked properly. If it is a proper question, you don't need to solve the entire problem. Even if you don't know how to find the time period, you see that okay, these two are same option, so probably one of them will be correct. Which one is the correct? I have already calculated, this is correct answer. So this is definitely correct, not the top one. The frequency of an alternating voltage is 50 cycles per second and its amplitude is 120 volt. Then the RMS value of the voltage is. Obviously easy question, only thing I have kept it here because sometimes you might think that what is the function of this? This is just an extra information, so you have to ignore that extra information. So peak value is given by 120 and RMS will be 120 divided by root 2, that is 120 divided by 1.41. Okay, so which will be equals to 60 divided by 0.7 or 600 divided by 7. 600 divided by 7, it will be very close to, I think 8. Okay, 56, 44. So it will be very close to 84. Correct answer will be option B. Now next question. Voltage and current in an AC circuit are given by V equals to sine 100 pi t minus pi by 6 and I equals to 4 sine pi t plus pi by 6. Now if you see that both current and voltage are given in sine units, which is very good. In case they are not, then you have to convert them into sine. Both of them should be in the same sine unit. Okay, now you can see that current is leading pi by 6 and voltage is lagging by pi by 6. So what is the total lag? Total lag of voltage with respect to current is basically delta phi equals to pi by 6 minus pi by 6, which is basically 2 pi by 6, that is pi by 3. Pi by 3 means 60 degrees. So current leads voltage by 60 degree, or voltage lags current by 60 degrees. So current leads the voltage by 60 degree. Why current leads? Because current has a plus sign, voltage has a minus sign. So voltage is lagging, current is leading. Sir, can I score below 30,000 rank in 15 days? Veer, you can, if you study, if you are following me, then you can score well below 10,000. Okay, 10,000 rank, generally anything above 10,000 rank anyone can score. Okay, that is not a difficult. Even if you guess the marks, you can score rank below 30,000. 30,000 rank is not considered good. Okay. Potential difference between the point P and Q in the electric circuit shown. Now let us solve this question. Here we have 3 ohm, here we have 6 ohm, 2 ohm, 4 ohm and 8 ohm. Okay, now how to solve this question? You might think that this question is similar to that of the Wheatstone bridge, so you have to apply the Wheatstone bridge principle. But if you see the circuit closely, okay, this is not a Wheatstone bridge circuit. Okay, Srinivas, sir, you are solving all chapters, important questions. Sir, solve one chapter at one session. Srinivas, the main problem is only 15 days left. I will not have enough time to solve all the chapters one by one if I go one by one. So I am solving the important chapters today. Okay, I will be solving another set of important chapters in the next session, and the third session maximum, I think we are getting 3 sessions per teacher per subject. So third session will be all medium important chapters and some PU1 chapters. Okay, so that is the main reason we have time constraints. We do not have a lot of time. Okay, we tried to do that during the PU session, obviously, if you are aware, but that was not continued because we are not getting enough views. Students are not watching, 4-5 students are watching, so there is no point on continuing in the KCET series that time. So potential difference between point P and Q in the electric circuit shown. So main problem, students confuse this with the Wheatstone bridge circuit, because Wheatstone bridge circuit was from these 2 points, but this is simply an easy problem. So these 2 resistances are connected in series, these 2 resistances are connected in series, and entire combination is in parallel. So 3 plus 4 is 7, that is 7 ohm. Next is 2 ohm, central one is 2 ohm, and again we have 6 plus 8, 14 ohm. So 3 resistance connected in parallel, and there is a current of 15 ampere. So first we have to calculate the equivalent resistance, which is equals to 1 by 7 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 14. Okay, if you want chapter wise questions, you can check top 30 questions session, that is done in chapter wise session. PYQs plus outside PYQ as well, everything was covered in that portion. Okay, here we are doing outside top 30, outside that we have already done, except 1 or 2 questions will be common because they are very popular. Okay, but we are trying to do questions which are outside those questions which are already solved. So 7 2s are 14 plus 7 2s are 14 plus 14 1s are 14. So it will be 10 by 14 So R equivalent is equal to 14 by 10, that is 1.4. So what is the voltage? Voltage is equal to current into R, V into R, that is 1.4. So it will be 15 plus 6. 15 plus 6 is 21 volt. Okay, so it will be 21 volt is the correct answer. Okay, don't fall for the trap, it is not 0 volt. Next question. In the electric circuit shown, each cell has an EMF of 2 volt and the internal resistance of 1 ohm. Okay, the external resistance is 2 ohm, value of the current in I. Now this, let's inspect this circuit very closely. If you see that this is one battery, this is the second battery, and there is a third battery, but the third battery is connected in reverse. Third battery is connected in reverse. Okay, so what we can say that this battery will cancel the one of the batteries, so these two batteries are gone. Only we have one cell and of 2 volt, but in case the internal resistances will be added. Internal resistances will be added. So what is the equivalent EMF? Equivalent EMF will be only 2 volt. Okay, only one cell is active, other two cells cancel each other. But in case of internal resistances, all the internal resistances will be added. So total internal resistance is 3 ohm. External resistance is 2 ohm. So what is the current in the circuit? Current will be equals to EMF divided by internal resistance plus external resistance, that is 2 divided by 3 plus 2, that is 2 by 5, that is 0.4 volt. Okay, 0.4 ampere. 0.4 ampere is the correct answer. Okay, next question. 0.5 ampere current is set up in an external circuit by 6 volt storage battery for 6 minutes. The chemical energy of the battery is reduced by. So very interesting question. It is not a chemistry question, this is a physics question. Current is 0.5 ampere current and it is voltage is 0.6 volt and it is running for 6 minutes. So what is the chemical energy reduced? So basically this is a chemical cell. Energy reduced is formula is very simple. Is equals to power equals to VI and energy is equals to power into time. Power is Vodafone Idea and you can say energy is vitamin. So whatever formula you want to remember, voltage is 6 volt, current is 5 ampere, time is 6 minutes. 6 minutes means 6 into 60 seconds. So remember you have to convert it into seconds so that you get the answer in joules. Okay, so it will be 30 into 36, 30 into 360 joules. 3 6 are 8, 108, 1020 joules. So it will be 1.08 into 10 to the power of 4 joules. 1.08 into 10 to the power of 4 joules. So correct answer is 1.04 into 10 to the power of 4 joules. The unit of energy is not volt. So unit is also very important, especially for this problem. So if you see that there are both answers have same options but units are different. So by default do not mark wrong unit. Unit is also very important. Sir, you all coming live tonight related to Comet Ki YouTube series? Sudhanshu Tiwari. No, today we are not doing live, it will be happening tomorrow. Comet K will happen tomorrow. Yes, Sudhanshu. Also one more important announcement, from tomorrow onwards this session, the most expected questions session and the rank booster series will be shifted in the morning 12 AM. Okay, so tomorrow onwards, I think tomorrow Aishwarya ma'am will come. She will be coming at 12 AM, not 6 PM. Okay, we'll be doing the live of Comet K around 5:36 tomorrow. Okay, it was not possible today. We have Abhyas live doubt clearing session today, so that's why we are not able to came up with the Comet K series launch. Comet K series launch will happen tomorrow. Definitely it will happen. Okay, and also we have our my session was scheduled at 6 PM, so definitely we cannot overlap two sessions differently, right? So that's Comet K launch will happen tomorrow, and I think from day after tomorrow you will start getting some videos on that as well. Okay, now let's continue today's series. Now this is a very common type of questions. You may have seen this kind of question. Okay, this is an infinite circuit. Okay, infinite circuit, you have 2 ohm, 2 ohm, 2 ohm, another 2 ohm, 2 ohm, 2 ohm, another 2 ohm, 2 ohm, 2 ohm, and then infinitely connected like this. Okay, so how to find the equivalent resistance for such circuit? If you are already have solved such questions, you might know the trick. If you have not solved it, then if you are new, then definitely it will be something new for you. Now what I will be doing, because it is an infinite circuit, I will cut this circuit from here. Okay, I will not consider this part initially. I will look from this point of view. Okay, from here to here. Okay, now suppose the initial equivalent resistance of the entire circuit is small r. Now if I cut this portion out, because the circuit is infinitely long, this entire circuit will also have the equivalent resistance small r, right? So this entire circuit will also have same equivalent resistance, which is equals to small r, because it is an infinite circuit. So we will use that logic, and we will say that basically that means point A is here, we have a 2 ohm resistance, we have a 2 ohm resistance, we have point B and another 2 ohm resistance, and the entire circuit, this entire portion has equivalent resistance of small r, right? Small r. This is 2, this is 2, this is 2. Now what is the equivalent resistance of the entire circuit? This is also small r. This is also small r. So we will find the equivalent resistance and we will compare it to small r, and small r will cancel, some value will be cancelled, and we can find the value of small r. So what is the equivalent resistance of this circuit? First, 2 and r are in parallel, so it will be 2r divided by 2 plus r. This is for this. These two and these two are in series, so plus 2 plus 2. And entire value is equals to small r. So this is the trick. Okay, so basically we are using the circuit to find its own equivalent resistance, right? Might be some weird technique, but this is the only technique to solve such questions. So 4 plus 2r divided by r plus 2. Now 4r minus 4 equals to 2r by r plus 2. Now here we have to do a cross multiplication. So you will get r minus 4. I think there is no other way. There will be a quadratic equation equals to 2r, or r square minus 4r plus 2r minus 8 equals to 2r. 2r cancel, so you get, what is the equation you get? The equation will be r square minus 4r minus 8 equals to 0. Now there is no, I think it has no direct root. Okay, you have to use the quadratic root formula. So it will be r equals to minus b that is 4 plus or minus b square minus 4ac, 16 minus a is 1 into c is minus 8 divided by 2a, so it will be 2. So 4 plus or minus 16 plus 32. 16 plus 32 is 48 divided by 2. Now what is the value of 48? 48 is I think very close to 49. 48 is very close to 49, so it will be 4 plus or minus 7 by 2. Now if I take negative value over here, resistance will be negative, which is not possible, so definitely it will be 4 plus 7 divided by 2, it is 11 by 2, so that is 5.5 ohm. Okay, so this is a very interesting question. I think this is one of the PYQs came in KCET exam, and the value you can remember. Obviously now if the same question coming they are not going to give the same values, so you need to know the trick, need to know how to solve it, and for individual there is no direct formula to solve it. You have to use the given values to formulate the equation and then solving it. Okay. Now next question, question number 20. A charged particle is moving in an electric field of 10 to the power of minus 10 volt per meter with mobility of 2.5 into 10 to the power of 6 meter square per volt second. Its drift velocity is. So what is the definition of mobility? Definition of mobility is drift velocity per unit electric field. So drift velocity is E into mu. Now electric field is given 10 to the power of minus 10 and mobility is given 2.5 into 10 to the power of 6. So just a simple formula, put the formula and you can calculate it, 10 to the power of minus 4. Okay, so 2.5 into 10 to the power of minus 4. I think there is a this option is incorrect. All the options has 10 to the power of minus 4 except this one, which is not acceptable, so it will be 10 to the power of minus 4 over here. Now next question, IV characteristics of a copper wire of length L and area of cross section A is shown in the figure. The slope of the curve becomes, now this is also very interesting question. I will not tell you the answer. If you know the answer, just tell me. I am drinking some water in between. It is a very conceptual question. Okay, so what is the slope? Slope means if this angle is theta, then m equals to tan theta. This is called slope, right? Slope is basically tan theta. Tan theta means, if you consider this, what is this value? This value is v and this value is I. Tan theta means y by x. So slope is tan theta, that is means I by v, right? Now what is I? I equals to V equals to IR. Let me put this value, this will be easier. So slope of this graph is equals to actually 1 by R. Very important. Slope of this graph is 1 by R. It is not R, it is 1 by R. Right? If it is 1 by R, we know that resistance is basically rho L by A. So it will be A into rho into L. Okay, 1 by R. So slope will be the slope of the curve will be less if area of the wire increases. So basically slope of the graph is directly proportional to area. So if area increases, slope will increase. So this is incorrect statement. Less if the length of the wire is increased. So if you increase the length of the wire, then slope will be decreased. So obviously this is a correct statement. Option B. You can check the other options as well. more if the experiment performed at higher temperature. If you increase the higher temperature, rho value will increase. Rho value increase means value will decrease, so this is also incorrect. More if the wire of steel of same dimension is used. Now in case of steel also, the value of rho is more, so this is also incorrect. So inversely proportional means it is decrease, direct proportional means it will increase. Okay, next question. The variation of terminal potential difference with current flowing through a cell is as shown. The EMF and internal resistance of the cell are. So EMF of the internal resistance, so if you see this kind of graph, that means this value gives you the EMF of the cell, and this is giving you the maximum current passing through the circuit. So this is the maximum current passing through the circuit. So how can you find the internal resistance? That means when external resistance is 0. So V is equal to IR, so epsilon equals to I into small r, so small r equals to epsilon divided by I, which is 3 by 6, that is 0.5 ohm. So 3 volt and 0.5 ohm. Okay, 3 volt and 0.5 ohm, that is option D is correct, right? Yes, correct. Now this question, check this question, how to solve this? Is it very difficult? So as you see that this circuit, they have asked you to find the equivalent resistance. Okay, right? Yes. So how to solve it? So even though it looks like a star, it is not a star, it is very easy. These two circuits are, these two resistances are connected in series, and then this combination is in parallel with this one, right? This is the trick. Then everything else is again in series. So first we will calculate this. 3 plus 3 is 6. Now 6 and 6 are in parallel. If two 6 resistances are in parallel, what is the equivalent resistance? It will be 3 ohm. So basically entire thing can be replaced with a 3 ohm resistance. You have to solve it quickly, right? So 3 plus 3 6, 6 and 6 parallel, that means the equivalent resistance is half of that, that is 3 ohm. So 4 plus 3 plus 5, which is 7, 7 plus 5 is 12, so answer is 12 ohm. Okay, option C. Yes, yes, correct, Sanjana. Now next question. To send 10% of the main current through a moving coil galvanometer of resistance 99 ohm, the shunt required is. So here we have a galvanometer and we have a shunt resistance. Okay, the current passing through the galvanometer is only 10%. So if I, which is coming over here, only 10% current is passing. 10% current means what? 0.1. Okay, 0.1 I is passing through this and 0.9 I is passing through the shunt. Okay, now remember that in parallel combination, if you don't need to remember any formulas, okay, by the way, how to solve it? Without remembering the formula, you have to remember in shunt is basically connected in parallel, and in parallel combination the voltage remains constant. So voltage remains constant means 0.1 into G is equal to 0.9 into shunt resistance S. Now G value is given 99 ohm. So obviously point decimal cancels. So 99 into 99 equals to 9S. Now remember the decimals we have already cancelled. So S is basically equals to 11 ohm. Okay, so you need to connect a resistance of 11 ohm. Okay, so this is how you can solve it. You don't need to remember Ig equals to Is equals to, no, not required. Voltage is same. So voltage across galvanometer is current into resistance. Voltage across shunt is current into resistance. IR, V is equal to IR. Now in parallel both are same. Just compare them, you can solve it. This is the easier way. These things you have to learn. A magnetic field of 0.4 K Tesla exerts a force I plus j into 10 to the power of minus 7 Newton on a particle having charge 1 microcoulomb while moving in the xy plane. The velocity of the particle is. So this is a question based on moving charges and magnetism. This is also Lorentz force, concept of Lorentz force. Lorentz force is very, very important concept. So magnetic field is given by 0.4 K. And the force is given by 2I plus J. So remember that magnetic force is basically Q V cross B. Okay, Q V cross B. Now you can solve this question, I think, easily if you go it from the back side. Okay, if you go it from the back side, that is, you start from the V each case and you try to find what will be the value of V. That will be an easier option for you to solve it. Now charge is 1 microcoulomb. Okay, so charge is 1 microcoulomb means 1 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Okay, V we do not know. Magnetic field B is 0.4 K. So 0.4 K means we will keep the K, but we will transfer this 0.4 over here. So it will be 4 into 10 to the power of minus 7. Okay, and in between we have different V's, and we will try to find out which one is giving you this value. Okay, now remember that in cross product I, J, K. So I cross J gives you K and K cross I gives you J. Okay, and J cross K gives you I. Now let's see. This one into K. We will multiply K with individually each of them and we will see. Okay, we will multiply K cap with each of them, cross product. Okay, so I cross K means we are going in the opposite direction. That means it will be minus J. So 2.5 minus J minus, now J cross K is plus I, so minus 5I. Now this is not the value you are looking for. Definitely both of them are negative, so this is not possible. There is no negative sign over here, right? Now let's see this one. Let's see. 0.25 into K. 0.25, again it will be 0.25. Minus is there and the answer is minus J cap, so it will be plus J cap and plus K cap into J cap, it will be plus, so plus 0.5 I cap. Now you might say, sir, this is not exactly the value we are looking for. This is the exact value we are looking for because there was 4 over here. So you have to multiply each number with this 4. So if you multiply 4 with this, you will get 1J, and if you multiply 0.5 with 4, you get 2I. So this is the answer we are looking for. So this is the correct answer. 10 to the power of minus 7 already matched. So option C is correct in this case. So this is a question where we can take the backside route by simplifying it from this side. Okay, now this one will also give you the value, but this will be also giving you a 4 times more value, which is not required over here. This is the correct answer, option C. Now next question. A particle of mass m, charge q, kinetic energy k enters a transverse uniform magnetic field B. After 3 seconds, the kinetic energy of the particle will be. So mass m, charge q and kinetic energy k enters a transverse uniform magnetic field. So it is entering like this, and kinetic energy, magnetic field is perpendicular. Okay, Now the force acting on this will force it to move in a circular path, but the kinetic energy or the velocity, basically the velocity will not change, right? Transverse magnetic fields means it is perpendicular. Now if the magnetic field and velocity vectors are perpendicular, we observe a circular motion, and in case of circular motion the kinetic energy will remain constant. So kinetic energy will remain K because V is not changing. Sainath, this class we have started from today. Okay. Hi Gautam, hi Sainath. This class started from today. The live session is started from today. We are doing a lot of different things. For example, top 30 chapter wise. We are also doing one shot KCET concept. Consider this to be a crash course that is already over. Okay, one shot session is already over. Top 30 questions chapter wise is going on. This is live session where I am solving live questions. If you have any doubts, you can come and ask. Atishwa, what is the question Sapna was asking? Sapna, go. If you are not listening to me, please study. Okay, try to solve this question. Okay, everyone, try to solve this question. A circular coil of wire of radius r has n number of turns and carries a current I. The magnetic induction B at a point on the axis of the coil at a distance √3r from its center. So we have a coil over here. The distance is given by √3r. The radius of the coil is r. The number of turns is small n. Okay, so this is equals to x. What is the magnetic field at this point? Okay, magnetic field you have to find. What is the formula? Magnetic field formula is mu naught by 2 I r square divided by r square plus x square to the power 3 by 2. Right, if you remember, this was the formula. So you have to put the value mu naught by 2. Okay, I r square, and because there are n number of turns, there will be a n also. Now n I r square divided by r square plus √3r square. Now I am using capital R only because the formula that I am familiar, I use capital R. Anyway, you can use small r. If you are using small r, you can use it from everywhere, right? Now it will be mu naught by 2 n I r square divided by r square plus 3r square to the power 3 by 2. So 3r square is basically 3r square plus r square is 4r square. So you will get mu naught by 2 n I r square divided by 4r square. 4r square to the power 3 by 2. So first we will do the half, that will be 2r to the power cube, that will be 8r cube. So 4r square to the power 3 by 2 is 8r cube. So this will be cancelled and you will get mu naught ni divided by 16r. Mu naught ni divided by 16r. Option A is correct. Sapna, no, not option D. Okay, mu naught ni, there is a mu naught by 2 in the formula itself. Okay, now next question. The number of turns in the coil of galvanometer is tripled, then both voltage and current sensitivity remains constant. Voltage sensitivity increases 3 times and current sensitivity remains constant. Both voltage and current sensitivity decreases by 33%. Voltage sensitivity remains constant and current sensitivity increases by 3 times. Now you have to remember that what is current sensitivity? Current sensitivity is number of turns NIA, okay, divided by the constant K. Okay, this is current sensitivity, and in case of voltage sensitivity, it is basically NV A. This is basically a constant divided by K. Okay, so these are the main things that you have to remember. Okay, sorry, not Ni by A. It is galvanometer constant divided by A, which actually involves number of turns some constant by A. Okay, this is current sensitivity, and in case of voltage sensitivity is basically galvanometer constant divided by voltage, which again has some number of turns constant divided by voltage. So now you have to understand that how current and voltage sensitivity changes if you triple the number of turns. If you triple the number of turns, as you can see that current sensitivity will be tripled. So current sensitivity will be tripled if you triple the number of turns. But what about voltage sensitivity? Voltage sensitivity is basically you have tripled the number of turns, but voltage is basically I into R. Voltage is basically I into R. Now if you triple the number of turns, then the resistance will also be increased 3 times, because resistance is directly proportional to the length of the wire. So increasing the number of turns by any number of times will not change the voltage sensitivity. Voltage sensitivity will always remain same, because voltage always involves I into R. So I into R means you can change other quantities involved in K to increase voltage sensitivity, but not the number of turns. Number of turns increases current sensitivity, but voltage sensitivity remains constant. So option D is correct for this given question. Okay. An electron is moving in a circle of radius r in an uniform magnetic field B. Suddenly the field is reduced to B by 2, the radius of the circular path. So initially it was rotating in a path. What was the force required? Force required was F is equal to m v square by r, and that is equals to q b v. Okay, now from there you can calculate that r equals to mv by qb. Right, this is the formula for radius. Now if you decrease the magnetic field by 2, so definitely the new radius will be twice that of the old radius, so radius will be 2 times the old value. So this is the option B. Easy question. This is the most difficult question from all previous year questions of KCET. Across all topics, all concept, this is a very really tricky question. So let's see how many of you can solve this question. Okay, and this question was someone asked me during the live Abhyas test series preparation as well, and if you are watching that, then you can check it here as well. A tiny spherical oil drop carrying a net charge Q is balanced in still air, okay, with a vertical uniform electric field of strength 81 by 7 pi into 10 to the power of 7 volt per meter. When the field is switched off, the drop is observed to fall with a terminal velocity of 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meter per second. Here G is 9.8 meter per second square. Viscosity of air is 1.8 into 10 to the power of minus 5 Newton second per meter square, and the density of the oil is 900 kg per meter cube. The magnitude of Q is. Now if you remember the question, I have taken it as it is from the previous year question. If you remember the answer, you can answer it, but other than that, this is a really tricky question to answer. Okay, and there are 3 possible answers. This one is not possible. Okay, this is possible, this is possible, this is also possible. Okay, these 3 options are possible. Why this is not possible? Because this is less than 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 9. That's why it is not possible. Other than that, all values are possible. Let's see the question, the physics behind the question. So we have a charge Q, okay, and it is falling with a initially entire thing was balanced by some electric field. Okay, so basically what electric field was doing, it was balancing the weight of the object. So E equals to Q into E, and that is equals to m into G. Okay, now the value of Q is not given, we are trying to find the value of Q. Okay, now mass is also not given, but density is given. So from the density we have to calculate mass. We will come to that in a while. Now once you switch off the entire electric field, then it was found that the drop is falling with a constant velocity, terminal velocity. How so? How it is possible that even though the weight mg is acting downward, it should accelerate downward, but it is not accelerating, it is moving with a constant velocity, because there is something called a drag force which is dragging it in the upward direction, and that drag force is 6 pi eta r into v. Okay, this is Stokes' law. Okay, so this is the force which is dragging it in the upward direction. Okay, and that should again balance mg. So basically these all three forces are equal. So from here we have to start. First point is, from this information we will calculate the mass of the sphere, or basically radius of the sphere. Okay, so 6 pi eta rv. So force equals to 6 pi eta rv, and that is equals to m into G. Okay, now 6 pi eta is given in this problem. Eta is given 1.8 into 10 to the power of minus 5. 1.8 into 10 to the power of minus 5. Now radius is not given. If radius was given for this problem, this would have been an easy problem, but that is not. Velocity is 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Now you have to write mass. What is the meaning of mass? Mass is volume into density. Now because it is a spherical sphere, volume will be 4/3 pi r cube into rho. So you have to put that value. So it will be 4/3 pi r cube into rho. This is the mass into G. G I think is given 9.8. Value of G is 9.8. Okay, now pi cancels. Okay, also rho value is given. Rho value is given 900. Rho value is also given 900, so we will use that as well, and we will try to cancel as much as possible. Okay, and we will try to find the value of r. Okay, value of r is important. So we get r square equals to 6 into 3 6 into 3 divided by 4 into 9.8 into 900. So everything goes to division. Whatever in the upper part goes down, and here we have 1.8 into 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3. From this equation you have to calculate the value of r. Okay, now I think it should come out to be a perfect square number. I don't remember it. Let's see. It will be 0.200 and 2, and this will cancel. You will get 49. So it will be 3 into 3 into 10 to the power of minus 5 divided by 49. Now there is only one problem in this 10 to the power of minus 5. There is one more 10 to the power of minus 5 was here. So it will be minus 8. And it will be 10 to the power of 10. Okay, correct. So this is how you can calculate it. So basically value of r will be square root of entire thing. Square root of entire thing means 3 by 7 into 10 to the power of minus 5. So r you have calculated. Now again you have to compare this equation with this so that you can calculate the value of q. So q into E is basically equals to 6 pi eta r v. Again same equation. Now q equals to 6 pi eta r v divided by E. Okay, so 6 into, now I have to I don't need to put the value of pi will cancel anyway. Eta is 1.8 into 10 to the power of minus 5. R we have calculated 3 by 7 into 10 to the power of minus 5, and value of V is 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So this is, as you can understand, this is taken from KCET exam, and obviously this is not simple question. I know most of the students who appeared in that year, they did not attempted this question. Some of students they attempted, but they lost in the midway. Now the value of electric field is 81 by 7 pi. So it will be divided by 81 by 7 pi, or it will be 7 by 81 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7, right? Because it was already in division, I just added the division part, right? Minus 5. Okay, now let's cancel whatever can be cancelled. Pi cancels. Okay, 7 cancels. Now we can cancel, first let me cancel this, 0.2, 9 9s are 81, 3 3s are 9, 3 2s are 6, 3 cancels. Okay, so it will be 0.4 into another 2 is still left over here, and 10 to the power of minus 5 minus 10, minus 10 minus 3 minus 13, minus 13 minus 5 is minus 18. So it will be 0.8 into 10 to the power of minus 18, or it will be 8 into 10 to the power of minus 19. So answer will be 8 into 10 to the power of minus 19. So option D is correct. Okay, as you can see, this is one of the longest question. सर आपकी क्लास कब से स्टार्ट होती है? सपना बिरादर. सपना, माई क्लास इज ऑलरेडी गोइंग ऑन. Okay, my class is already going on. If you are asking about Comet K session will start tomorrow. We will launch. You can come and ask. Okay. Under 100 rank people attempted, sir. Yes, I know. Under 100 rank people attempted. Few students attempted. Some of them got wrong. From my student introduction, whatever I remember from memory, I think 1 or 2 students they guessed the answer, but most of the students they guessed the answer to be this one. Okay, most of the students guessed this answer. Some students randomly guessed this answer as well. I know, but most students they thought it will be some multiple of 1.6, so they guessed this answer because they had no time to solve it and they got it wrong. Okay, but there is one hint though, because even though you can neglect this option because it is less than 1.6, okay, the 0.8 is given for a reason. Okay, 0.8 was given for a reason. 0.8 and 8 are basically they are trying to say that what if it will be 0.8 10 to the power of minus 19. So if you have that level of brain to guess the answer from the given option, you could have guessed this as the correct answer. Some students guessed it. I don't know any one of them solved it, not in my known sections, but anyway, maybe some of you have solved it. Less than 100, someone was joking, less than 100 students solved it. Those who even this question is difficult for JEE Mains exam. Okay, not super easy. As you can see, it requires a lot of space and lot of area to solve this question. You generally don't get this much space to solve one question. That is very, very important. Right, I think tomorrow or day after tomorrow I will be showing you the KCET paper, not live, in a recorded format. Last year KCET actual paper, I have a physical copy. I will show it to you, and I will share how you can utilize the spaces, different, how does it look. There is a Kannada medium language, there is an English medium language, okay, and there how many spaces are there, how you can utilize the space. So everything we'll be discussing in that video. Also tomorrow 12 AM, as I said, will be chemistry class. Okay, I will be closing this session if you don't have any other doubts. What you call online fraud? What happened? So I thought I could get any friend. Guys, I was just playing. Sorry, I got good JEE rank, so I thought write KCET still. Thank you, AK. Sapna, what is your question, Sapna? My class is already started, my class is already over. If you are asking me to today's class, it is already over, it is already going. Yes, Sainath, I will share the PDF. No problem. AK, after KCET, how can you share? We will be telling you how to share. Don't worry, there are 101 ways to share your PDF. Okay, don't worry. As soon as the KCET exam is over, we will definitely make a video on how you can share your result. Very easy. Okay, and also don't take too much stress about KCET. KCET exam is not super difficult. Only thing is how fast you can solve those 60 questions. That is very, very important. Okay, because mathematically it is not difficult, but the questions are not exactly straightforward. You have to do some mathematics as we have done today. So in that case you have to, so this is the most difficult question in the entire history of KCET last 10 years. Closing your eyes. Okay, this kind of questions we do not expect in KCET, but in case you see this kind of questions, you can check if any of the two options are close. Now you can ignore this option because this is less than 1.6, which is not possible because quantization of charge principle says that minimum value should be 1.6. Less than that value is not possible, but I can see another value which is bigger than that value, which is also a multiple of 1.6, which is possible, by the way, but there is another impossible option given. So from there you can guess the correct answer. Okay, this is just to tell you that I have wasted almost 15 minutes just to tell you that how can you guess the answer in case the question is difficult. Okay, you have to check options which are very close to each other, and if you can somehow cancel one of the answer by logic. Okay, for example, this option is incorrect because this is not falling in the quantization principle. This is less than the minimum value, which is not possible. So this is an impossible option, but there is another option which is a multiplier of this option. So probably they have given this option to trick me. The correct answer should be the other one. Okay, this is just to tell you how can you guess in case the question is very difficult and still you want to answer it correctly. There is a way to guess the answer. This is the correct way to guess the answer. Okay, that is why I have solved this question 2-3 times in previous videos as well, but I have never explained the logic of the guessing the answer. Okay, so this is how you can guess in KCET. Obviously there is no negative marking. You can guess the answer in case you the next physics class will be, I think, on Saturday. This Saturday we will be having live class. I think this will be on the next Saturday, but it will be on the 12 a.m. session from now on, because there are a lot of things happening evening also. So we will be shifting the class to 12 a.m. slot, 12 a.m. to 1:30 2 p.m. maximum. Okay, so you can check it while watching, while having your lunch also. Okay, so we are trying to help you as much as possible. With this, I will close this session. Thank you, AK. Thank you. Bye, Sinchana. We will be seeing you soon. Till then, bye.